Hi, I'm Marlon Braccia. Welcome to Yoga Time. Today's show is going to be a review of the most basic breathing technique called ujjayi. You'll want to do this practice through all of your asana practice, through all the positions that we do. It is really the most primary and most important part of pranayama. If you're doing the different positions of yoga, the asanas, and not doing ujjayi breathing throughout, in reality, you're not doing yoga at all. It's really just exercise. Let me explain why, and then the practice that follows will really utilize ujjayi breathing in a very specific way. When you do ujjayi breathing, you're lengthening the brain waves. There is a calmness that comes over the body, over the mind, and there is a real physiological functioning that is going on called the parasympathetic nervous system. That is what's activated by long, smooth, rhythmic breathing. Now, as you get into a position that's a little bit difficult for you or has some tightness to it, you can trigger what is called the sympathetic nervous system. And what that will do is to make your breath become quicker because it senses some kind of danger. So very simply, if you're reaching forward and a muscle is very tight, it doesn't take much to trigger that reaction. It's a neurological response that happens in the brain. And what it will do is to tighten all the muscles around the one that you're trying to stretch because it senses some kind of danger. By overriding that system, smoothing out the breath in the way that I'll show you, you're able to reach into a muscle in a way that you never have before. That's precisely why yoga is known not only for its strengthening and focusing, but also for the tremendous flexibility that it can create. So let's start with a very simple ujjayi, and then today we're really going to concentrate on the hamstrings and opening up the hamstrings. Great for tennis players, really essential for runners, and it just makes moving around in life a whole lot more comfortable. So at first, the thumb and index finger touch, the sternum is lifted, the crown of the head is right over the tailbone. If you need to, rest against a wall so that you can hold yourself high. The sacrum is lifted, the pelvis engaged forward. You're really sitting on the front of the sit bones. The sound of ujjayi is in the throat. By constricting the top of the windpipe, it sounds like this. You want to hear that raspiness in the back of the throat and feel the pressure that it creates, the more intense work that the diaphragm has to do because you're closing the tube at the top of the throat. So again, listen to the sound and just mimic. Now, if you have trouble creating that sound, try it this way. A little bit of voice there. Then try it again. Same sound, no voice. So it sounds like this. And then if you do that with lips closed and breathe only through the nostrils, you will create the sound of ujjayi. Good. Okay, so let's take that sound, even between postures, keep that going. It's the practice that threads each of the asanas together. Let's start actually on our feet and do some very simple forward bends. We'll start to warm up the back, start to loosen the hamstrings. Bring the big toes together and the heels just an inch or two apart so that the outside of the feet are parallel. Let's begin in prayer. Find the breath. On the inhale, arms come up. Fingertips reach. On the exhale, bending forward, keeping the back straight and the chest lifted. Bend only from the hips to halfway so the torso is parallel to the ground. Inhale, come up. Reach the fingertips. Exhale, come down. Just halfway. Try not to curl the back, but extend. With each cycle of the breath, you're moving in the opposite direction. Exhale, moving down. Inhale, moving up. Exhale, releases. And inhale, energizes. And this time, exhaling and holding the position for 4 breaths. Feeling ujjayi in the back of the throat. Good. Make sure the crown of the head is pulling directly away from the tailbone. Try not to kink in the neck or let the head drop too far. The head's right in line with the spine. Center of the back drops and the elbows lift. Inhale, coming up. And exhaling, let's do our first full forward bend. Come through the middle. Keep the back as straight as you can, as long as you can. Exhale down. Let the head go. Several long breaths here. You may hold on to the back of the ankles and use the strength of your arms to pull you closer on the exhale. Think of bringing the bottom rib onto the thigh, not so much the head to the knee. So I'm stretching downward and inward. Inhale, come through with a flat back. And exhale, come down. Good. Okay, you may already feel a lifting in the chest. Okay? We want to continue that feeling. Let's take the feet apart and turn the toes slightly inward. Inhaling, arms come up to shoulder height. Exhaling, reach the right hand to the left foot. Always moving on the breath. Good. Energy in the arms. And one last time. Okay, now that's just a little bit of warm up for what we're about to do. What I'd like you to do is bend the left knee deeply. Take the right hand on the exhale and place the palm flat on the floor, no matter how much you need to bend that arm, bend that knee. Take the other arm up into the air. Deeply inhale, and on your exhale, try and straighten the left knee. Take several breaths to do that. A little easier is to take the fingertips and point them to the back. A little more difficult is pointing them to the front. Doesn't matter how much the knee straightens, the palm pressing on the ground. If and when your knee becomes straight, twist the body to the side. Look up to the hand in the air. Inhale, come through center. This time bend the right knee. Press the palm down. Good. Try and have the fingertip and the toes at the same level. A little bit in front is okay. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten. So take several breaths. Take your time. Remember to keep the breath smooth. Same length of inhale and exhale. Moving deeper on the exhales. Inhale, come to center. Fold the arms. Let the head hang heavy. Good. Shift the weight toward the ball of the foot. Let the weight of the head let your back hang like a pendulum, creating space between the vertebrae. Inhale, press the hands on the ground, walk them back, and exhale, press the palms in the ground, bring the head through the legs. Inhale, walk the hands back again. And slowly come up through center. Good. Okay. So let's build some heat in the legs. It really helps to do that, to be in a warm environment and to build some internal heat so that the muscles are warmed, and when they are warmed, they are much more elastic. Inhaling, arms come up. Palms press. Exhale, bend the knees deeply. Bring the hips down. Position the head so it's right in line with the spine. Pull the elbows behind you. Press the palms together. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, arms down. I'm sure you feel that in the chest right away. Let's do it again. Inhaling, arms up. Stay lifted in the sternum as you lower the seat. Let the chin come down with you. And inhaling up. Exhaling down. Okay, so let's take that heat, come down onto the ground, and do some really intense hamstring stretches. The value of holding the position and breathing cannot be overemphasized. It really takes time to let go of the frustrations, the anger, the samskara that's built up behind the legs. This is where we house those particular emotions. So if you stick with it, I think you'll feel a great sense of relief. Let's take the left heel in. and the right leg out to the side. Lift it on over if you need to. First, we'll just come forward. High up on the fingertips, keeps the arms engaged. Move with a straight back. Sternum really stays lifted. Exhale your way down. Good. So, better to be here than to be down here and rounded. Okay? Flat arch of the back. Come up on an inhale. Turn. Face the extended leg. Now let's do the little yogi grip. Take your two fingers, put them between your toes. Wrap the thumb around. Take the other arm up and to the side. And reach. Using the strength of your right arm, open the chest and pull yourself closer to that foot, keeping both sides of the rib cage extended. Take several breaths to get there. Good. Being careful not to go to the point of pain. That's when you will activate the sympathetic nervous system, when we want to stay a lot more calm than that, a lot smoother. Keep the chest wide open. It's fine to be here. If you need to, if you can, please come here and twist your way in. Make sure that breath is smooth and even. Let's say an inhale of 10, an exhale of 10. And inhale, come up. And exhale. Let's face the leg and move in. You'll want to hold on to something very strongly. Even if it's under the knee or above, somewhere here on the ankle, but you want to hold on something so that you can use your arms. At best, wrap around the foot. If you can, grab the wrist, press the knee in, and extend forward, and then down. Each breath raises the chest a little, folds over more deeply. And inhale, come up. Cross the foot over, right into the crease line here. Take the opposite arm, actually the same arm as the foot that's in the crease, bring it around. If you can, grab the big toe, same way that we did before, this time with a thumb in between. Then come forward, reach. Good. The power of my right arm brings me closer. From there, take the right foot and bring it onto the ground. See if you can bring the left knee down. Wrap around, clasp the hands, and reach. Okay, so other side. Right heel comes in tight. Take the left heel, move it out to the side. First, just coming forward, right in the center. Nice, easy stretch first. Pace yourself, moving gradually into it. Inhale, hands come up. Let's grab the big toe. Inhale. Important that the chest stays really open. You can take that bottom elbow, cross it in. So you've got something to push against so that you can really open up in the torso, strengthen the back as you open the hamstring. Inhale up. Exhale, grip and reach. Use your arms as the leverage to bring you further. Smooth breath. Resist the tendency to go too far, but have acceptance of exactly where you need to be. All right, let's do one other little cute yogi trick. We'll take the grip here, and let's also take the grip on the opposite foot. Stretch one foot up, pull back as if it were a bow and arrow. Good. And let's change that to the other side. It takes a lot of back strength to do this. Strong ujjayi breathing. Good. Okay. And now for one of the more difficult hamstring stretches. Let's just bring the legs wide apart. You can bring them even wider by inching yourself forward, and very simply with a very straight back. Notice that I don't bend at all in the spine. I just come forward very slowly. Let the hands support me. Use the exhale to move. And let the chin come down. Inhaling, slowly coming up. And bring the legs in together. Let's see how we do here. And forward on both legs now. Good. Try and bring the bottom rib down first. The elbows to the ground. Arms really working. Crown of the head pulls away from the tailbone. Wonderful. Okay, so I think you'll have found that pretty intense. But the hamstrings do open up rather quickly. They're not nearly as stubborn as the hips. Try it for a few minutes every day. And after each and every yoga practice, do come onto your back into Shavasana. It's so important to let the energetic work of yoga finish by relaxing. Coming onto the ground, the feet flop out to the side. The hands about 1 foot, 18 inches away, palms up. Let the shoulders roll out. Let the eyes roll back in the skull. Let the tongue loll in the throat. And feel that the hip structure is very heavy. And that by doing absolutely nothing, the ground supports you. Go back to your deep breathing, inhaling for 10 or 12. And exhaling for 10 or 12. So, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marlon Braccia, and this has been Yoga Time. Namaste.